Guys, today we are here with Lawrence Stone, who, by the way, is my cousin by marriage. And we have the same mentor, one of them. We've both been mentored by Kirk Duncan, and we love him. And he has offered to be a guinea pig on my podcast where I will evaluate his speech. So, this is a new thing I'm doing where I have people on to give their speech and get an evaluation from me live on the podcast. So, not really live because we're recording. So, get an evaluation from me, which will then be in the podcast. And Lawrence has graciously agreed to do this experiment with me. So, Lawrence, thank you for being here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Kelly, I appreciate this opportunity. I'm very excited to be here. I'm up here in Eastern Idaho in the Idaho Falls area, and I opened my coaching business about almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years this January. I focus primarily on businesses, especially small businesses and entrepreneurs, but I also like doing a lot of work with young adults. So a lot of the classes and things that I teach are geared towards young adults and based on lessons which I wish I had known when I was getting started.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm just about done with the first draft of a book I'm writing called Boss Level Adulting, where it's all these lessons kind of combined into a book so I can share that with people. And I'm working, the next step will be after I get the book is creating an online course to go with it. But that's a big passion for me, is helping people get a better start and knowing what they need to do, overcoming those mental obstacles, which was a big one for me, and being able to do that. So like you mentioned, I've worked with Kurt. I've been mentored by him. I went through his Coach Fast Track program. You can see my background. I'm also part of the John Maxwell leadership team. I love Maxwell leadership. John Maxwell is one of my favorite authors. I'm a big reader. And so I just like taking these things that I've learned from these great people and being able to help other people, realize them earlier in life, hopefully, than I did, for sure.
That's awesome. Good goals.
Yeah,
I love it. You're very mission driven, just like me.
exactly.
And just think if we have learned the things we have learned 20 years earlier, right? Our
Yes,
lives would have been so different. So,
right.
yes, hopefully we're reaching people earlier in their journey so that they can get the help they need sooner than we got it, right?
Yes,
It's ex-
exactly.
so I'm ready when you are. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
Yes. All right. Well, go ahead and begin.
So my name is Lawrence Stone, and it's my job to help young adults build the life that they want and level like adult like a boss. And one of the things that's really important to be able to do that is building the right kind of relationships. Now, I was driving down the road a few years ago, and I saw this restaurant that I'd never seen before. And it was a road that I occasionally travel on, maybe half a dozen times a year. But when I saw the name of this restaurant, I was working on this principle of relationships. And I realized that the person who started that restaurant did not have the right relationships that they needed in their life to tell them not to name their restaurant the name that they gave their restaurant. In fact, when I looked at it, I thought it was absurd. Who would come up with this name for the restaurant? I figured for sure it was a family name. That's the only way. But I realized that it was a little bit sad to me that this person didn't have the right people in their lives to tell them not to give their restaurant this name. And like I said, I was developing this presentation on the kinds of relationships you want to have, the characteristics of people you want to have in your life. And I realized that this person had people in their lives that at least missed out on at least one, if not multiples of these characteristics. So today I'm going to share them with you so you know what kind of characteristics the people you have in your life need to have. I love the famous quote from Jim Rohn that says you become the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
And it can be 10 people, it can be 12 people. It's essentially the people you're spending your time with, that's who you're going to become. So I want you to surround yourself with the right people. So the first characteristic you need to be looking at with someone you want in your life is obviously someone who loves you. I think this is a no-brainer. It goes without saying. But despite what the Beatles think, love isn't all you need. That's just one of 3 characteristics. And I'm telling you, people need to have all 3 of these characteristics to be in your life. Because 1 or 2 of them, while it might be nice, can be damaging. The second characteristic is they need to believe in you. let's face it, we all know people who love us but don't believe in us. It's a real thing. So they need to believe in you as well. And then the third characteristic that they need to have is they need to challenge you. It's not good enough to love you. It's not good enough to believe in you. They need to challenge you. And that's where I feel like this guy was really wrong with his friends, is they weren't willing to challenge him on the name, he or she, I don't know who they were. They weren't willing to challenge this person on the name of their restaurant. And I will say, a few months later, when I drove down that road again, that restaurant was gone. Now, like I say, you need all three of these characteristics with the people you're spending time with. Let's just say you have someone who loves you and believes in you, but they don't challenge you. I'll refer to these people as cheerleaders. Cheerleaders make you feel good. They're nice, but they're just going to blindly support you while you're walking into the wall. They're not going to challenge you. They're not going to course correct you because they're worried about upsetting you. They don't want to offend you. They just got to cheer for the team no matter what, win or lose. Same thing with people who love you and challenge you, but don't believe in you. In fact, I find that most of these people will challenge you because they don't believe in you. And I refer to these people as protectors because they really feel like they're protecting you. In most situations, it's that life has beaten them down. They fell short. They failed at something, and they see you going after something, and they don't want you to get hurt because they expect you to fail at it too. And so you need to be protected from your dreams, from your passions. And that's why I call them protectors, because they don't believe in you. They're protecting you from failing, however misguided they might be. Then you have the people who believe in you and who challenge you, but they don't care about you. I refer to these people as manipulators. In my life, I recognize this has happened with certain bosses that I've had, managers that I've had, where they know that I do great work. They're willing to challenge me and push me, but it's only so that they can look good. They're going to take the glory of whatever project I accomplished, whatever thing I did, to make themselves look good. We also find this with people who are in toxic relationships, that they're just being abused because people believe in them and they challenge them, and they'll make them think that maybe they care about them, but they don't actually care about them because they're just being manipulated by them. So you really need to have people who meet all three of these characteristics. Once again, they need to love you, they need to believe in you, and they need to challenge you. And as you do this, you're going to be able to find that there is so much growth in your life. You're going to be smart enough to not start a restaurant that's called the Donner Family Restaurant. Because I don't care if the food's to die for, I'm not going to go eat there. So find these people so that you can elevate your life, so that you can grow, and you can become a better person and fulfill the purposes you have in your life. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh, I love the twist ending. That was awesome that you saved that to the very end. That was really funny. Good job.
Thanks.
All right. Something that I really am on a mission to prevent in the world of speaking is to start your speech with so. And that was your first word.
Right.
So, so it's not a good way.
It
And
is one of my crutch words I need to work on.
well, and you know what? 95% of people start their speech with the word so. Or okay, so. So it's either so or okay, so. So you at least you're in the majority. But that would be a really great thing to stop doing. I would love that.
Okay.
I thought that your pause when you're, so I'm just going to go in order right now. When you were saying you drove down a road and you saw this restaurant and you paused for just a second, so that I really liked that, because then I could imagine myself driving down a road and seeing a restaurant. So it's good to give us pauses to kind of slot ourselves into the story that you're telling. So that was good that you paused there. The three characteristics of people you surround yourself with. I think that that is a really good topic. And I loved that you listed them, you numbered them, you made a joke about them, someone who loves you, but unlike what the Beatles say, love is not enough. And that was really cute. That was good. I wish you would, when you tell a joke, let yourself smile.
Okay.
'Cause you're very serious faced the whole time. And when you sneak a little joke in, it would be cute if you just kind of let yourself have a little bit of a smile. So you know that we know that you were funny, right?
Right.
Kind of let us in on it a little bit.
Okay.
There, there's something you made me think of, like a deeper topic. And you only had a few minutes, but if you were to turn this into a full length, like a keynote address, I think a really interesting way for you to expand this speech is to talk about how you show up as other people's five most common people they spend time with.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. Well, one thing, because I do have a bigger presentation I go with this, and I talk about the places I go to
Yeah.
engage with people like that. Yeah, even talking about it from what I do. That's a good way to go with it as well.
Yeah, good. Absolutely. Yeah, I think this is a really good expandable speech. I was a little bugged at first that you weren't saying the name of the restaurant, but saving it to the end like that, I thought was comic genius. So then I was like, oh, it was worth it. It was worth the wait. So I was happy that you waited then because it made it funnier that you waited so long.
Good.
Um, I think I would like you to mention more that it is actually really dangerous to spend time with people that only have two of the three characteristics. Because the way you described him, everybody with any combination of only two of those traits is actually really bad for us.
Yeah.
So I might go into more detail or point it out more strongly or emphasize it more that people with only two of the characteristics can actually be really toxic to you or dangerous to you or hold you back really easily or steer you wrong. I think that would be a good thing to emphasize.
Okay.
Um, I love at the end that you repeated what the three things were. You held up your fingers, you were like, and three, it's always good to reinforce that. Something I would like to see from you is more emotional range and more stories, more of a personal story. So I know you only had a few minutes, but if you could go longer to talk about maybe the result you've had of your five most people, most common people in your life. I can't remember the word. The people you spend the most time with.
Yeah.
Maybe tell a personal story about that, how maybe that's changed you for the better or the worse. That could be really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. People love stories. Data is good, but it usually needs to be wrapped in a story for people to remember it. And there's some really good statistics on that. If you tell somebody information, they're like 20% chance they'll remember it in a week. But if you told it in the form of a story, there's like a 75% chance they remember it in a week. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I really think that you would benefit, especially from wrapping things in stories.
And that's one of the things I've been trying to work on. And
Good.
I've recognized recently that I'm not as good about getting my stories in. And so I'm trying to get better about sharing stories with people.
Excellent. That's really good. Do you know why you tend to not tell stories?
I don't. It's interesting because I've always considered myself a storyteller, but then all of a sudden it's once I've started developing speeches and presentations with the purpose,
Yeah.
forget to tell the stories.
Yes. That would be a good skill for you.
Yeah.
Have you read Storyworthy by Matthew Dix?
I have not.
That is a book I recommend to all of my speaking clients. He teaches how to tell a story and how to know when something is a story. And he gives this, he calls it homework for life. So for the rest of your life, keep a spreadsheet. That's how he does it. I do it too. Keep a spreadsheet, and I do usually a Google Doc, the typing kind and the spreadsheet kind. And so I'll go into the typing one in Google, what's it called? Google Docs, and I'll type up a synopsis of the story with any details I think I need to remember. And then in my spreadsheet, I'll give the name of that story and then some keywords like what could this teach to who? What lessons can I pull out of the story? And
Right.
most of our stories, we could teach 5 to 10 lessons out of one story, just depending on what we emphasize and what we point out and what we leave out. So it's called a story file, and he has, I'm sure his is pages and pages and pages long,
Right.
but he has this exercise in there that helps you remember. And I have made a I've made a worksheet with that I've added to just from his. His is in the book, but it's really good. And he just has you list the first time of something, the last time of something, the best time of something, and the worst time of something. And then he just lists events or even just nouns. So I made a really giant long list for my clients to get their brains going, but I noticed that when I work on the worksheet, I remember things like a floodgate opens. And I remember stories from when I was little, things I haven't thought of in like 40 years. And once that floodgate opens, you'll remember 10, 20, 30 stories all in one day. And then you've really got to write them down or else you'll lose them again. But it's really fascinating how doing the exercise taps into a part of your brain that rarely gets tapped into. And then it just whoosh, all these memories come flooding out of you. And it's really amazing, especially even people who think they don't have a good memory. This exercise shocks them.
Yeah.
So I recommend that you do
Yeah.
that.
I'll check that out.
Yeah. And then track your stories. And then when you're doing a speech and you think, oh, I need some way to teach about hanging around with the right people. So then you go through your story list and you find stories of, when friends or relatives affected you somehow with their influence. And then you can pull that story in.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Now you were sitting down. So this is harder to do when you're not standing. But have I taught you about stage geography?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
when you're sitting down, it's harder, but you could do it with your arm movements. So when you're talking about your past, you gesture to your right. So that, because when people read, they read from left to right, at least in America. And
Right.
so the past is the left and the right is the future. But for you as the speaker, it's flipped. So when
Right.
I'm talking about the past, I'm going to gesture this direction if I'm sitting down because I'm talking about things that happened in the front of the book of the
Right.
story I'm telling. And then the future is off to the left because it's to the right of the book, towards the end of the book. So when you're sitting, you can just translate the whole body movement to arm movements. So past, future.
Right.
That would be good.
Okay.
Uh, I wanted some longer pauses from you. Pauses are so good. They let people really connect with you and put themselves in your story. So add a few more pauses. I loved that you paused after seeing the restaurant the first time, and I got to pause with you and think about that. That was really good. So I would go through, if you have your speech written out, just go through and be like, where could I put a pause? And then mark the places where you could pause.
Right. Okay.
Do you like to write out your speech and practice it, or do you like to have bullets? And
I'm usually a bullet point.
okay,
Yeah.
So that's a little bit harder to go in and schedule your pauses. So then you have to be more intuitive. But I think you can do it. I believe
Yeah.
it. I think you can find good pausing places.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Make it
Sure.
dramatic. Let's see. Anything else? I can't, no, I think I got everything on my notes. Do you have any questions?
No, I think it was all pretty clear. I guess, I don't know if I mean, I took down my notes while you were giving me feedback, but do I get a copy of your notes too?
Yes, I'll take a picture of this and send it to you.
Beautiful.
Might be easier if I type it. I don't know if people can read my handwriting. Are you one of the people that are too young to read cursive?
No, I can read cursive.
Oh, good. Okay. My son can't read cursive because they stopped teaching it. So I wasn't sure.
It's amusing. My oldest is only 13
Yeah.
and he has horrific handwriting, except for we taught him cursive, and in cursive it's very legible.
Really?
Yeah,
That's fascinating.
yeah. Now if
Wow.
we could just get him to spell, it would be better.
Spelling, handwriting. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, I think that was good. Really, really good foundation speech. I think you can go so many directions with it, and you could make that a full hour speech. I bet you could even make a full like day workshop of it. That content is very expandable and very useful for people. So I love that this is your foundation speech because it can go so many places and it can expand so large.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. All right, so that's the end of my feedback. For people that are watching or listening that know they need you or they know somebody that needs you, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so the name of my business is the Basic Trainer, and it's basic spelled with two S's, like a string bass. So I tell people, I keep saying so, now I'm going to think about it every time. But I studied music in college. I play the string bass, and as a bass player, I established a rhythm to great music. And as a coach and a trainer and a mentor, I establish a rhythm to your vision.
Oh, love it.
And so I love working with people, with businesses. I do a lot of work with businesses. A big focus there is on communication, especially. I feel like communication is kind of becoming a lost art in businesses. I've worked for businesses, and my wife's worked for businesses that just don't communicate. It becomes a big issue. In fact, my wife recently quit a job that she had, and there were three reasons why, and communication was one of those three reasons.
Wow.
She got frustrated with finding out about new announcements from the company through their clients rather than
Oh,
the leadership,
that is not ideal.
right? But communication is a big focus of what I do with a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
I'm in the process. One of the things I want to do is I love being in front of people. So I love the one-on-one mentoring, but if you can get me in front of a group or an audience, that's where I feel most at home. I love that the most. And
That's awesome.
I'm just, always looking for that opportunity to help people out with their communication and with their life skills. And I even do a lot of work with, like I've been trying to do work with trade schools. I've even come in and done free presentations for some local trade schools. And
Right.
so if anyone that works with a trade school has connections to trade schools, we come down to Utah pretty regularly, and we could even make arrangements for other places too. So uh love, like I said, that younger generation is a big focus for me.
That is awesome.
So sorry, but the basictrainer.com, I didn't even say the website.
Oh, yeah.
But the
The basic
basictrainer.com,
with two
again,
S.
basic with two S's, like a string bass.
Nice. And you're located in Idaho, but you do Zoom coaching?
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, my longest client that I've had, she was my first client. She lives in Texas.
Ah,
So I work with people everywhere. You don't have to be right here in Idaho Falls. So yeah.
that is awesome. All right. Amazing. Boss level adulting. I love that. And that's a book coming out or a course coming out?
So it'll be both. I'm
Okay.
in the process. I'm just about done with the first draft of it, and I'm going to revise it. And I'm hoping I can revise it enough so that I can look for some beta readers over the Christmas break.
Oh,
Is my
nice.
goal. So I only got a few weeks left for that. But I have another book my wife and I have been trying to get published, and I'm tired of trying to find a publisher to do with it. So I think we're just going to self-publish it. But it's called Our Stories, and it's not necessarily related to my business, but my wife and I we've had to deal with child loss, and so it's our experiences dealing with child loss. So it's on a little bit more of a personal religious type note. It's we want to be able to share that to help as many other people as possible who are dealing with child loss. Just some of the lessons we've learned, some of the experiences we've had. I noticed it right after our daughter passed away from a car accident 12 years ago. And I noticed all the books people were giving me were written from a female perspective, which seemed to help my wife, but they didn't seem to connect. They didn't resonate with me so much.
Yeah.
And when you look at the market, most of the books like that are written from a female perspective. And we realized that my wife and I are grieving the loss of our child differently.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's called Our Stories, because it's a combination of her story and my story and going through it together, but grieving individually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if people wanted to find your book and if they watch this later and your other book is also out now, where would they go? Just your website?
Yeah, I definitely have it on my website. We'd be fine on getting it on Amazon. At least with the first book, we would hope to go through Deseret Book. But any bookstores, places like that, Barnes and Noble, even wherever we can get it into, we'll try to get it into it. So
All right.
that's the plan.
So in the meantime, the Bassic Trainer with 2 S's.
2 S's.
.com. And awesome. Thank you so much, Lawrence, for being on.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
for being vulnerable and letting me evaluate your speech for everyone to hear. And
I'm glad to do it.
that's very nerve-wracking, but you did great.
Well, thanks. I appreciate the feedback.
Good. Awesome. All right. Well, I would like to have you back again for your speech on boss level adulting when you're ready for that.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
and you'll notice, so this speech was actually and you get in the book, and when I developed the course, this is one of the parts of that book.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to hear that. I'm not even sure I'm boss level adulting yet, and I'm almost like great grandma age. So I'm really interested in that.
Well, we got hopefully a lot of people, right?
Yes, for sure. All right. Well, thanks again. I look forward to hearing from you again with your next speech. Everybody go check out Lawrence at thebassictrainer.com. And that was with 2 S's.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we will see you all next time.